Now, the change in media dynamics is influenced by digital revolution, like I said, and it's taking place globally. It has brought about some ethical dilemmas that are plaguing the industry. Fact checking, in particular, has become a huge factor to filter out fake news. Do you think that more is being done and invested, especially in tertiary institutions and also in the industry itself, to stem out fake news or to teach and capacitate people, students in particular, to identify fake news from factual news?
Yeah, I think that's a very critical point. So in terms of if tertiary institutions are doing enough, like I said, I come from NAST. That's where I learned, like 4 years I was there. And I think I've seen much being done in terms of trying to make sure that us as students, when we go out to the industry, we're able to filter out fake news. We're not just people that go out there and start sharing fake news without even verifying. So I've seen some efforts, like they collaborate with different organizations that are well versed when it comes to fact checking, just to make sure that they equip journalism students with these things so that they know what actually happens, and sometimes that fake news actually look like real news and you wouldn't be able to tell the difference. But I think in terms of equipping students, they're really trying their best.
So now in your assessment, we have had the liberalization of media spaces through the opening up of the television spaces and television stations in the country. Has this brought about the much needed ground for students that are graduating from colleges and universities and getting placements, and also have you noted an increase in students who are keen and have an eye for journalism and media going out into these stations?
Yeah, to be honest, we have got a lot of media students that graduate every year. And I still feel that, of course, the number of television stations have increased, but, we still have a lot of people that still become unemployed after graduation, because I don't know where the challenge is, but I think they haven't really come in that much in terms of liberating that space where we're saying, maybe because now we've got more television stations, we might have more employment after graduation, but I still see a lot of people, they're still sitting at home after graduation, and we still do not have, we still have unemployed graduates. So I don't know where the challenge is, but I don't think they have really helped. Maybe to a certain percentage, but I think we still have a gap there.
Marvelous. You think that after graduation, journalists are only supposed to be on the lookout to be employed in the newsroom, or there are other avenues or other ways that they can, engage or just take part in to make sure that they do their work without necessarily being tied to a certain organization?
Not necessarily. Right now, we have got social media. Social media has actually employed a lot of people, especially, straight from graduation. I've seen a lot of people open YouTube channels, people starting news websites, people doing a lot of stuff after graduation. So you don't have to necessarily wait to be employed in a newsroom and then you say, I'm going to work. But, people have started their own things. But now the matter is, do they have knowledge on how those things work? How can you monetize? When you decide, for example, to use your YouTube platform, how best can you make sure that your content is unique? How best can you make sure that it is monetized so that, it can actually fund whatever you're trying to do? So I don't think in terms of after graduation, you have to wait to be employed. Of course, you can send your CVs anyways, because mostly I would usually say that experience, sometimes you need that experience before you start going out to say, I want to do something of my own, unless of course if you trust your skills. But I've always viewed, I think it's better if I go out there in the industry and just learn how it works, so that when I go out there and try to do something of my own, I have at least an idea of what I'm supposed to do, because it's always the challenge of just going out there and trying to start something that you have no idea about.
Are you also giving your students that are within your network that training or that eye-opening lecture, eye-opening remarks to say, we are not just connecting you to the newsrooms, but you can also do this and this? Because, after you connect someone to media experts or media houses, their mind is, after graduation, I have to go back. There's nothing else for me to do in this world. Are you training your students? Are you giving them that knowledge to say, you can actually do something on your own?
Yes, we do that a lot. So we actually have a WhatsApp platform for different chapters across the country, where we do our weekly discussions, sometimes monthly discussions, where we talk about these things to say, you do not have to actually wait to be employed. You can actually do something different while you are waiting to be employed. You can be sending your CVs out there while you are trying to actually, come up with something of your own. If you have got ideas, just make sure that you approach the right people, even people at the network there. We are able to help you sometimes with different ideas to say, maybe this is our best, you can make it work. So we do our best to make sure that at least they have that knowledge when it comes to our weekly discussions.
Do you think that campus radio stations have helped or aided in upscaling the practical skills and knowledge for students to have before they graduate?
Yeah, definitely they have. Actually, I'm a product of the NAST campus radio. I went there, I think that was during my final year. I just went there just to practice how do I speak on radio, something like that. So, and right now I've seen more and more students getting keen to just be on radio and see how best they can upscale their skills. So I think radio stations, they are really doing a great job when it comes to, you know, increasing on the skill set of students before they leave and go out there. You know, some they choose to stay there even after graduation to say this campus radio station has really given me enough knowledge for me not to leave it. So of course I can be applying out there, but then I want to remain here. I think campus radio stations, they are doing a great job.
Konapo Konapo, Ipapo Ipapo pa ZTN Prime, DSTV channel 294, the place to be.